All right, if you're looking at moving to the Houston area and you have been going back and forth between Katy and Richmond, this video is for you. Because on a map, these two places look like they're basically the same. They're right next to each other along Highway 99. But the experience of actually living in one versus the other is different enough that choosing the wrong one can affect your commute, your wallet, your kids' school, and honestly, your whole daily lifestyle. So I'm going to break it all down for you today. No fluff, no filler, just the honest, real talk about both. I'm Miguel, Houston Realtor. If you're thinking about making a move to the Houston area and you want someone who actually knows these markets to help you find the right home, my contact info is in the description. I would love to help you figure out which one makes the most sense for your situation specifically. All right, let's start with the big picture. So here's the thing about Katy and Richmond that most people don't fully appreciate until they start digging into it. They sit right next to each other along the Grand Parkway, Highway 99 on the west side of Houston. Drive from one to the other and it takes maybe 15 to 20 minutes. They look similar on Google Maps, but the vibe, the feel of actually living there is generally different. Katy is the established suburb. It has been building momentum for decades. It has the name recognition, it has the corporate infrastructure. Someone says they live in the Houston area and they mention Katy, people know exactly what that means. Energy corridor workers, top-rated schools, big master plan communities, resort pools and walking trails and all of that. Katy has a brand and that brand carries real value. Richmond is different. It is booming right now. And I mean right now in a way that Katy was booming 15 or 20 years ago. It has more breathing room. It has a historic charm that Katy honestly doesn't have. It has more of the most interesting new development happening in the entire Houston market right now. And because it does not carry the same premium name recognition that Katy does, your dollar goes further there, meaningfully further. So the decision between these two really comes down to a few things. Are you buying into an established brand or are you getting in early on something that is still climbing? Are you optimizing for school district reputation or are you optimizing for square footage and a lot size at your budget? And honestly, where are you actually going to be commuting to every day? Because that answer alone might make the decision for you. Okay, let's talk about what living in each place actually looks like on the ground, because both Katy and Richmond are master plan community heavy, meaning most of the residential development is happening inside these large planned neighborhoods with amenities, HOAs, and community infrastructure built in. But the communities themselves feel pretty different. In Katy, the big names you're going to hear are Cinco Ranch and Elyson and Jordan Ranch. Cinco Ranch is one of the most mature master plan communities in the entire Houston metro. We're talking about a place that has been developing for over 30 years. It has lakes, walking trails, multiple pools, tennis courts, the whole package. The landscaping is mature, the infrastructure is established. If you want to move into a place that already feels complete, Cinco Ranch delivers that. The trade-off is that the lots tend to be smaller and the price per square foot is higher because you're paying for that established brand. Elyson and Jordan Ranch are newer. They're out further west and north of Katy proper, and they have a new community energy where everything is still being built out and the amenities are fresh and the neighborhoods are all relatively new too. These are great options if you want that Katy address, but want a little more newness to the community around you. Now, Richmond, and this is where it gets really interesting. Harvest Green is the one I want to talk about first because it is generally one of the most unique residential communities in the Houston area right now. It is a 1,700 acre, what they call agrihood, meaning it is a master plan community built around an actual working farm. Residents get access to fresh produce. There are community gardens. There are farm to table events It is a completely different take on what a master plan community can be, and it has attracted a lot of buyers who want something that feels less cookie cutter than the traditional suburb. Visually, it is stunning, and the homes are priced competitively for what you're getting. And then there is the new development coming in 2026. That is generally exciting from a market perspective. The George by Johnson development and Toll Brothers Evergrove are both coming online in the Richmond area, and these are going to be significant communities. If you are in the market right now and you're thinking long-term, getting into the Richmond market before those communities fully establish themselves is the kind of move that tends to look really smart in hindsight. All right, let's talk money, because this is usually where the conversation gets really real. There is what I call the Katy premium, and it is real. Homes inside the prime Katy ISD pocket, especially closer to the energy corridor side, cost more per square foot than comparable homes in Richmond, sometimes significantly more. And what that means in practical terms is that at the same budget, let's say you're working with $450,000 to $500,000 range, you would typically get a larger lot, a larger home, and sometimes extras like a 3-car garage or a media room in Richmond that you simply would not get that at that price point in Katy. Now, some people hear that and think, okay, so Richmond is the obvious choice, but it's not that simple, because home prices are not the only number that matters. You also need to look at property taxes, MUD taxes, municipal utility district taxes, which can vary significantly between specific communities, even within the same general area. Some of the newer Richmond communities have MUD taxes that are meaningful on top of the base property tax rate. So what looks like a lower purchase price can come with a higher monthly carrying costs when you factor in the full tax picture. This is exactly why when I work with buyers in these markets, I don't just look at the price of the home, I look at the total monthly payment, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and HOA. So there are no surprises after closing. If you want me to run these numbers for you for a specific community you're looking at, reach out and I'm happy to put that together for you. Contact is in the description. Okay, so schools, and I want to spend real time here because the school districts drive property values whether you have kids or not. If you're buying a home, you need to understand the school district landscape because it directly affects your resale value down the road. Katy ISD is legendary in Texas. That is not an exaggeration, I promise. It is consistently one of the highest rated school districts in the state. The academics are strong, the extracurriculars are extensive, and the football culture. If you are a Texas football family, Katy ISD football is on a completely different level. Legacy Stadium costs over $70 million to build, and it looks like a college football venue. Katy ISD has built a brand around educational excellence and athletic achievement that attracts families from all over the Houston area, specifically for the schools. Now, here's what most people don't know about Lamar CISD, which serves the Richmond area. It is one of the fastest growing and highest rated alternative districts in the entire state of Texas right now. The growth has pushed serious investment into the schools, new campuses, updated facilities, competitive academics, and because Lamar CISD does not carry the same name recognition premium that Katy ISD does, families are getting a genuinely excellent education for their kids without paying the Katy home price premium to access it. So if you are a family where the school district is a driving factor and Katy ISD specifically is the non-negotiable, that might point you toward Katy. But if you're open to a top-rated district that's still on its way up rather than already at its peak, Lamar CISD in Richmond is worth looking at very seriously. All right, let's talk about the part people don't usually put in real estate videos, but honestly matters a lot for daily quality of life. What are you actually going to be doing when you're not at work or at school? Katy has Katy Asia Town, and if you haven't been, it is a genuinely impressive food scene. We're talking some of the best Malaysian, Chinese, Vietnamese, and Korean food in the entire Houston metro concentrated in one area. Places like Fat Eatery for Malaysian street food and Mala Sichuan for Sichuan Chinese. These are serious restaurants, and the diversity of what's available in that area has made Katy Asia Town a destination for food lovers from all over Houston, not just people who live in Katy. And then for shopping and dining in a more upscale environment, there is LaCenterra at Cinco Ranch, which is an outdoor lifestyle center that has been adding new tenants, including some exciting 2026 additions. It is walkable, it is well maintained, and it gives Katy residents a genuine town center feel that a lot of suburbs struggle to create. Richmond has a completely different energy on the lifestyle side. Downtown Richmond has historic charm, actual brick buildings, local character, a sense of place that you cannot manufacture. There are farmers markets, boutique shopping, and a connection to the history of the area that Katy, as a newest suburb, simply does not have. And then there is the Jordan Ranch Historical Park, which is a working living history ranch that gives Richmond an identity beyond just being a bedroom community. If you are someone who values that sense of local character and history, Richmond genuinely has it in a way that most suburbs do not. Okay, so Commute. And I'm going to be straight here with you because this might actually be the deciding factor for your situation. If you work in the energy corridor, which is one of the biggest employment hubs on the west side of Houston, Katy is a straight shot down I-10. Depending on where in Katy you're coming from, can be a genuinely manageable commute. That proximity to the energy corridor is a big part of why Katy developed the way it did and why that premium exists. If you work downtown Houston, and I want to be honest with you, both Katy and Richmond are going to involve real traffic. There's no magic answer there. You're going to be dealing with 99 to I-10 or West Park Tollway, and both of those corridors get packed during peak hours. The difference is that from Richmond, your main lifelines are the West Park Tollway and the Grand Parkway. And during rush hour, those can be significant. Factor that in seriously if downtown is your workplace. If you work in Sugar Land or the southwest side of Houston, Richmond actually has a meaningful commute advantage over Katy in that scenario. Here's my honest verdict. Katy wins if you want an established brand. Katy ISD is non-negotiable for your family. You work in the energy corridor, and the premium price per square fits your budget comfortably. Richmond wins if you want more home for your money, you're excited about getting in on something that is still growing, you value local character and uniqueness over name recognition, and you're open to Lamar CISD, which is generally excellent. And the real answer for a lot of buyers is go look at both. Because until you're physically in a community walking around and getting a feel for what daily life looks like there, the numbers and the names on paper only tell you part of the story. If you want help figuring out which one makes the most sense for your specific situation, budget, commute, family needs, timeline, that's exactly what I do. My contact is in the description. Reach out and let's talk. I'm a Houston realtor and I work these markets, and I would love to help you land in the right place. Drop a comment below. Tell me which one you're leaning toward, Katy or Richmond, and what your biggest deciding factor is. I read every single comment and I genuinely want to know where people are at. Don't forget to subscribe and come be part of the journey. I will see you in the next one.